Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know what you're saying. Is this a voice? Yes, it is. It's my first video with voiceover, so welcome. Hello. Thank you for listening and watching and going on this little journey with me. It feels extremely awkward, like literally sitting here talking to myself as I'm just watching myself build a house, but you know, I'm sure we'll get over it with time. But again, thank you so much for all of your support and love, and I'm greatly appreciative of it. Today we're building a house for Florida, and so the house style that I went with is called a cracker style house. I've seen these all over Florida before, so I thought that this would be an interesting one to build. Now, according to Google, Florida cracker architecture is a style of house that is typified by wood frame. It was really popular in the 19th century and is still popular in Florida today, and it refers to colonial era English pioneer settlers. Now, that doesn't tell me why on earth this is called a cracker house, so don't ask, because I don't know either. I think it's a strange name, but we can just move on from that. I cut out a lot of the landscaping because, one, landscaping can be kind of tedious and it takes quite some time to do sometimes. I spent most of the time doing the landscaping, moving the house back and forth so that I could fit grass and bushes and whatnot underneath the stilted foundation that you can see here. Mostly, so I would move the house back, put the grass and stuff where it would normally sit once I put the house back, and then that way it looks like there's grass and things growing underneath of the foundation. It looks a little bit more realistic, I think. Here, I'm considering putting in, I think it's pronounced a frieze. I used to think it was pronounced frise, but I think it's frieze. But I didn't like any of them, so I just decided not to do any, and just decided to put my columns in on my porches. Oh, and yeah, another thing that I saw with these cracker houses is that, like, pretty much every single one of them has both a front porch and a back porch. It actually reminds me a lot of the Cape Cod style house, which is also really popular in some other southern states, which will probably make an appearance on my channel at some point. It won't be anytime soon, I don't think. The next state that I'm doing is Georgia, and I believe I'm going to do a plantation style house for Georgia. I haven't decided exactly yet because I'm going to do some other things before I do my next US state build. So if you don't know, well, I believe I'm posting this video on Friday, March 20th. And if you don't know what Friday, March 20th means, it is the day that Animal Crossing New Horizons is being released, and like pretty much everybody else in the Sims community, I am so excited. I have not played Animal Crossing in such a long time, so the prospects of playing it again just sound absolutely riveting. I could not be any more impatient for it to come out at this point. And I think I'm going to do not a let's play necessarily, because I've never done one before, but probably just some different gameplay, I think, for fun. If you guys really want me to do like a full-blown let's play, I'm totally down to, but I'm not exactly sure if I'm, I guess, like, not necessarily ready to, but I don't know if I am versed enough to do a full let's play of Animal Crossing. I don't know if I'll be able to do it justice. But we'll see how it goes. I just bought a capture card, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to figure out how that thing works, and I'll give it my best shot, and we'll see how it goes, I guess. So I've moved on to the interior now. I got a little sidetracked, but I'm in the interior now, and I used I followed like a floor plan that I found online of really simple cracker style houses. And I thought it was interesting, so I decided to stick kind of with the one that I found online. And this is where the kitchen is. And it's a really interesting shape based on how I ended up doing my floor plan. But I think it's really nice. It's so easy to just kind of do the same kitchen and everything over and over again. And it's nice to kind of mix it up a little bit and do something different. So it's a really interesting shaped kitchen, but I really greatly enjoy it. Another thing that I found common in these kinds of houses, or not common, but I saw it on a couple of different pictures, was that a lot of them had a fireplace. Now, fun fact about me, I hate Florida. It's so hot, and I really don't appreciate having to swim through the air. I mean, it's just terrible. But Florida is so hot, so I don't really know why any of these houses would have a fireplace, because it's like the temperature of the sun year round. So, I mean, what do you need a fireplace for? So this house does not have a fireplace because I don't think it was necessary. And I feel like it would be weird to have a fireplace in the middle of the house because normally the chimney would be on the edge of the house. So there's no fireplace. Long story short, there's no fireplace. I skipped over a lot of the decorating of the kitchen because it was just a lot of me scrolling through the debug menu and then moving the counters out of the way to place different like clutter objects. Because I didn't have a cabinet over the sink, I decided to put a shelf there and kind of clutter it up. And I think it actually looks really nice and it's really interesting and really different. And now moving on to the front entrance, where I took two of these, I think these are from Laundry Day, I believe, and kind of shoved them together to make like a longer entry table, I guess. And I'm going to do it here, which is what I do in the kitchen, is you kind of just move the cabinet or the surface aside, and then you can freely place the objects where you want them to be, because if you don't, they will clip onto specific grid spaces on the objects automatically, which is fine if you're not trying to make it look cluttery and cute and stuff, but sometimes I want it to look a little bit different, so I'll move them out of the way to, I guess, create that level of clutter. I don't even know what another word for clutter is. Just make it, I guess, messier. Not necessarily messy, but messier. So now I'm moving on into the living room, and when I was looking at this living room, it looked kind of big. So I just decided to make the kitchen and dining room bigger, and I'm pretty happy with it. I think it makes the kitchen feel a little bit less crowded because you have that like jutted out wall. I think it was easy for the kitchen to feel kind of small. So now I think it feels a little bit bigger, but it still has that funky shape that I really enjoy. And then the dining room got a little bit bigger as well. It's a big dining room, but you know, it's for a big family. This house does have 3 bedrooms technically, and 2 bathrooms. So you could fit a lot of Sims in here if you really needed to. So this is the living room. I spent like, I don't even know, 5-7 years or so, give or take a year or two, scrolling through the debug menu because I was looking for something really specific and I couldn't find it. So eventually I just ended up giving up. And I ended up putting a painting over the TV. See, here's me scrolling through the debug menu. I cut a lot of it out because I just sat there for so long scrolling through the debug menu. It was crazy. I couldn't find it, but I'm 100% sure that it existed. I just didn't know where it was. So it's fine. It's fine. And I think I'm about to move into the bathrooms. Oh no, I have to finish putting clutter on my tables, of course. I do the exact same thing where I put the clutter down so that it snaps onto the table, and then I move the table aside and place it where I want it to be without these grid spaces getting in my way. See? The exact same thing. I'll probably do a video, well, not probably, I definitely will do a video at some point of me, that rug moved. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm definitely going to do a video at some point of different like building tips and tricks and different cheat codes to punch in to help make your builds like more unique and clutterful, if that's not a word, but I'm making it a word. At some point, I'm going to have a desktop set up here very soon, hopefully within like the next 2 or 3 days. And so once I have that set up, it'll be a lot easier for me to do recording and talking at the same time. Right now, my laptop just can't handle it, so I can't record my voice and my screen at the same time, but hopefully soon. I've missed a lot of stuff. I skipped over the bathrooms because all bathrooms look the same and they're boring. And now I'm on the 3rd bedroom / office. So it's a really funky shape. So I didn't want to make it a full-on bedroom just because it's so long. So I made it an office that also has one of these Murphy beds that I was absolutely determined to fit in. Determined. And so I did fit it in, and then I have just a little office space over here. It's really simple and kind of plain because, I mean, it's an office with a spare bed. I mean, in The Sims, you're not really going to need a guest bedroom because I don't think you can have guests over, like stay the night in your Sims house in any capacity in The Sims 4, except the invite to stay the night action, but that's a romance action, so it'd be kind of weird if you had your romantic interest like sleep in the other room, but whatever. I'm moving on to the kids' bedroom now, and I spent a long time getting all the toys and everything out and, you know, cluttering up a kid's room because kids' rooms are crazy, and I completely and utterly forgot to put anything on the walls except that mirror. Like, I went back in to do the screenshots, and I, you know, put my little camera in the kids' room, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, why does this look so weird? And I realized it's because the walls are completely empty. And let's be honest, what kid has empty walls? Unless, like, they literally don't live there. I mean, when I was a kid, I put everything on the walls. I would just, like, hoard posters and stick them all over my walls. And it looked terrible, but that's what kids do, you know? So when I went back into the screenshots later, I put things all over the walls. So you'll see that in the screenshots. And now I'm moving on to the parents' bedroom, and it's super simple and really basic, as I personally feel like most parents' bedrooms are pretty simple. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed voiceover. Let me know. I definitely don't think every video I do will have voiceover. I just wanted to, I guess, do an introductory voiceover before going all in. So yeah, we're coming up on the screenshots. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed the voiceover. Leave a comment and subscribe and all of that, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye!